What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? So today's video is a little bittersweet. So it is now spring. Spring has sprung. It's warm. Weather is getting a little nicer. Things are starting to grow. But we found that only one of our 3 beehives survived the winter, which is pretty sad. You know, the sweet moment is that our swarm hive, which was the hive that we caught via our swarm trap, that one survived. So that's pretty cool. So you can see them right there being very active. They're bringing in pollen, which is great. And so they're looking good. The other 2 hives, nothing. And just a lot of dead. So unless you see stuff, it's really hard to be 100% sure what happened. But we are fairly certain that it was mites, because we saw some dead mites on one of the boxes. But anyway, nothing we can do about that now, just learn and try to do better next year. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take apart these 2 hives, and I'm going to take the frames and stick them in the freezer, because we have 3 packages coming in a couple weeks. And so I want to have the frames for when we get those packages so that we can give them honey for food. We can give them, drawn out frames so that they don't have to draw out their own frames. So it should give them a head start. We're going to take the swarm hive and we're going to bring that to my mother-in-law's house, because we were talking about getting her a hive. And so it'd be great to give her an established colony, so we don't have to worry about feeding them every week. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to do an oxalic acid treatment on this hive, which it's not going to make that much of a difference, but if there's any mites that are still there that are on the bees, it should take care of that. So we're going to set that up first and then get working on the other things. So we have the vaporizer running now. So I'm not sure how effective this is going to be, but it should do at least something. The one thing that I can tell you is that the oxalic acid that we used before may not be as effective, but it's definitely not as harmful, so I feel safe doing this. So I'm going to set a timer for 7 minutes. I'm going to go grab my gorilla cart, and then we're going to start taking apart the other hives. All right, so time's up, and you can see I moved the other hive over there, so hopefully it's far enough away. So I'm just gonna unplug the battery, and we're gonna let that sit for 15 minutes, and I'm gonna go through these. So we were able to get some frames in the freezer, luckily. It did take some working. Even though we have a much bigger freezer than we used to, it's still pretty small. So I think we have 4 frames in there, so we're gonna leave them in there for 3 days at a time. Then we'll have some frames for new swarm traps and some nice frames of honey to give our packages when they show up. I have some other exciting news, and no, it's not the fact that I have my first pair of contacts ever in my eyes right now. How do I look? Pretty good, right? Yeah. So the exciting news is actually right over here on the way to the bees that I saw today. I'll just turn you around. These little guys are garlic cloves. Isn't that exciting? So it's so cool to see, because we mulched the bejesus out of a lot of these rows, and so we didn't see anything coming up, but these are looking, as far as I know, they're looking really good. It looks like they all came up, and yeah, and so you can see here, so this is a little clove right here, obviously not this, but if we dig down into our mulch, I'm sure we'll find it. But anyway, Super cool, yeah, so see, here's one. In these 6 rows here, I think we planted something like 400 heads of garlic, or cloves of garlic. So hopefully those come out. So our friend at the Citystead has started an urban garlic farm. And if you're not subscribed to him, make sure you do. So we're coming for you. We actually got these like on sale at the end of the season and rushed to put them in before the first freeze. But it looks like we got them, and it looks like they survived and they're doing well. So that's super exciting. And you know, it's like the first week of spring, and there's a lot of things that are coming alive. It's super exciting, you know, to see things growing again. And even, you know, I've seen bees over at our swarm trap, even though I know that that's just ours. But anyway, it is super exciting. We're really looking forward to more bees this year. So Catherine's gonna kill me because I don't remember what we planted over here, but it looks like all these are coming up too. Peonies, I think they are. Could they be peonies or daffodils? I'm gonna say daffodils, and then Catherine will yell at me after we edit it. Although it's funny. So in this, so it's actually the, ow. Just got bit by my first mosquito. Oh boy. It is the season of the bugs and mud and bug season. Anyway, so I think these are tulips or daffodils, and you can see we had some patience planting them a little bit further apart here and then run out of patience over there. But anyway, so these first 3 rows are all coming up. I don't see anything over here. Anyway, oh well. If you guys want to watch the video where Catherine gets stung in the face and I am very nervous trying to install our first bee package, make sure you check this video out right here. We put out videos on Mondays and Fridays. We go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure you stop by next time. See you later.